Hello, hi, namaste, and I am Moumita back with the next episode on Unpacking Authenticity. It's a pleasure to share with you that the entire last four episodes, in fact, have got 300 downloads already. While every episode has been special, while I'm talking to my guest, I am learning so much about authenticity. Believe me, I never knew authenticity can go so deep, and people have such amazing perspectives around it. And as listeners, the way you have been encouraging me, thank you so much. As I said, today is special, and you will know why when you listen to the entire episode. The guest today is Sachin Pandit, who's currently running a startup Lernkys edutainment in the field of edutainment, where education and entertainment blends together. He has 20 years of experience in IT field and data analytics. He's a Six Sigma master trainer, black belt trainer, in fact. He's a theater artist, film editor, and a podcaster. Two Marathi podcasts, Ikakey and Shikshan Niti, a platform for students, parents, and teachers to come together and discuss. He has a platform called Ikakey, which is an audio learning solution for screenless education. While this definition or this introduction of Sachin Pandit can go a long way, I guess the essence of he being genuine, he being authentic, is what I really loved in the conversation. Guys, you definitely don't want to miss it. The practical perspective with amazing examples that Sachin brings to you is something that will really open our eyes towards unpacking authenticity. Hi, Sachin. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast.
It's pleasure. It's pleasure to be on this particular topic wise, and I've heard a lot of your podcasts, and the topic relates to what you talk. That's why I realized that and that's why I said, okay, yeah, that it will be a fun and sharing my views definitely. I love to share what I feel, and that's how I think. Thank you very much for that as well. Yeah.
It's a pleasure. So I guess both of us are quite excited to get started.
Sure,
Uh,
sure,
First things first, yeah, I mean, authenticity is a big English word, and that's what, a lot of
absolutely.
people understand, don't understand, misunderstand. I really don't know. So if I have to ask you a very direct question, Sachin, the first part, why is authenticity a topic to talk about, or why do you think we need to talk about in this digital world?
Wow, great question. Actually, uh, see, now whenever not in a digital world, but overall, we definitely need to share or to promote rather this authenticity as a topic, as a feeling. I would say, uh, because whenever we see that something, we converse with somebody else, normally we get a feeling that what he's talking about is really he's genuine. That's the first thing we get in our mind. And nowadays, especially when we yesterday only I was talking to my wife. We were watching TV, and some Maharashtrian neta was talking about and we really both said, is he real? Is he talking? I mean, he's talking very passionately or with very knowledge and everything, but still it was not connecting. He was just talking and he was just showing his knowledge about the topic, but it was not authentic at all. I mean, and I don't know whether they realize it or not, but at least 80% people will realize that yes, this is not authentic, this is not genuine, this is something is not coming from his heart. And that's where the problem starts. So we start not believing him, anybody who is talking to us. Then we keep some barrier in between us, right? And then we start filtering the conversation. So we try to hear what we feel like hearing, what we think it's good. We try to find out that, okay, that particular sentence or that particular words which we would like to hear. And if we don't find that, then of course then the all whole conversation goes for toss. Then we stop listening. We are just, we stop giving attention to the second person. And once that stop, then all the problem starts. Once your conversation stops, once your listening stops, then a whole lot of problems. Even in professional world, if you don't listen to the customer, then definitely, the rework gets started. Then you will deliver something else which is not expected. Even that small thing. I mean, it's just about the listening what he's trying to say. That's it. If we stop there, then everything goes for a toss. And that's where it's very basic thing, that to be authentic, then somebody will listen to you, and most of the problems will get resolved in this world. That's what I feel.
Yeah, very good example. And I think that you used a very powerful word, Sachin, connection. And
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
energy. Like if you're speaking, I'm speaking, and I may be extremely knowledgeable, Google, right? I may be walkie talkie Google. But if I am not authentic or if I'm not genuine, and I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
believe or I'm not honest enough, you will be able to find out in maybe, 2, 3 seconds of time. And that's where the disconnect.
Absolutely,
Very well put here. And
absolutely.
and that tells me to ask you the next question. Now, if this is the basic foundation that each one of us are wanting or each one of us are looking out, what is stopping us from being ourselves?
Hmm. Yeah. Uh, so I'll tell you my belief. And maybe we'll go to the that question. In a way somehow. Uh, so I believe that, before I think myself, I should be thinking about the other person. That's what I believe. That's very strong belief. There are a lot of philosophical and lot of people are against that. They say that you love yourself first, then others. I believe completely ulta. And they may be true, in a deeper way, that okay, first you believe yourself or you love yourself, then only you can love others, vagara vagara vagara. That's how.
I
I
like
said
it
I'm okay.
especially.
That's, I mean, so,
Okay.
but my philosophy is little different. I mean, so that's where when I start thinking about the other person first, I put other person before I, and then uh, I think that okay, this is what I need to be authentic with that person. I need to be genuine with that person, okay, so that I can help him or her or the person, whosoever is in front of me, or I'm thinking about. But then the problem starts for some people. Okay, then where are you? What is about you, right? So then what I am getting in it, what is in it for me? That's the question comes when I start thinking about other. Okay, and that's the major thing which stops people, being authentic, because they put ourselves before anybody else. Then of course, then it's your convenience. Then, whatever you talk, whatever actions you do, then it's up to your convenience. It's my self love, so I am doing this. I am doing it for me. I am doing it for, my joy. Then of course, then it stops you being authentic. That's, I think so.
It's
I
a
may be completely
very
wrong, but
Nay, I guess very interesting perspective, especially I was laughing more because this is a month of February and a lot of people are celebrating the month of love and month of self-love,
yeah.
and where you're coming. And I think I connect to that bit of yours where you're putting your receiver a little more
Mm,
important than yourself. So obviously you're
mm,
looking from that perspective. And
yeah.
as a facilitator or as a coach, when I look at, we are trained that it's not about me, it's about them, and
Right,
that's
right.
where, and very well put. If I'm only thinking about myself, then I'm guarded, then I have that fear,
Yes.
then I'm trying to impress you, then my
Yeah.
authenticity is not coming on the line. I am trying to just impress you and bring up a facade.
Absolutely.
There, you have answered
Absolutely.
the question really well with a great example there. So I'm happy at this
Maybe.
bit. So here, you remember I had done a little video on asking people for questions. I had shared that
Yeah.
on my social media platform. And
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
has very well articulated what is authenticity. And I thought I'll just put it up for you.
Mm-hmm.
He says authenticity for me is made up of character, our
Okay.
own character. I need to be consistent. That's what authenticity is. It's a
Mm-hmm.
culture
Mm-hmm.
that I bring in, a culture from my, how I've been brought up and how I'm trying to build at home, office, wherever. And it's my
Mm-hmm.
choice. So he calls it
Mm.
the 4 C's of authenticity. So I
Wow.
like
Mm.
character, consistency, culture, and choice. How
Wow.
would you like to look at this 4 C's of authenticity?
Fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, it's very summarizing in very, very well mannered, all these four C's. Um, See, I recently I'm working on one project which is about the Indian history and culture, and and working with some renowned people in the industry. So there is one thought that they're putting it, that along with this. Uh, so they call it as nurturing and nurturing, nature and nurture kind of a thing. So along with our genetical, what we get from our genes, okay, but we also get something from the thought processes, okay. So from our ancient Indian people who have done a lot of good work, so somehow their thought processes are with us, okay. And that's where this cultural thing, even in this, to be consistent in that, culturally equipped, we are culturally equipped people, we are empowered with our culture. The only thing we don't know it,
Yeah.
the younger generation, the millennial, whatever we say, they are not much aware of what culture is,
Yeah.
okay. And that's where I think this all this thought process will come into play, that you just make yourself aware of those things,
Mm.
that you are so, have so powerful culture, you have so powerful consistency in your thought processes, okay. Then definitely uh, you will be a good human being, you will be a good person. And when you become a good person, you good human being, you are bound to work good, and you will get those returns in monetary terms, in your enjoying the work, you will satisfaction levels, etc., etc. So coming back to these forces, I think that is very nicely articulated, and I can relate that those, all the cultural things which we adopt, and which we try to express it from our conversations, when it becomes authentic, then definitely it will help us to be a good human being. And that's what our culture has literally taught us, how to be a good human being. We are not materialistic cultural people, we are self satisfied people, we are very satisfied people, right? And so I think that's how I see those forces. And of course the choice, maybe I don't know, but
Yeah, that is debatable because I think this is very deep and it's all deep rooted. And that's one belief that perhaps I thought of coming up with this as a theme is we all want to be authentic. I'm sure none of us get up in the
yeah,
morning to plan, okay, today I'm going to manipulate or today I'm going to act it out. But then
correct,
the
correct.
situation, then the people in front of us, then, and that's where I connect the choice bit, Sachin, where I
Absolutely.
even in that situation, I have a choice to be or not to be. And I really like that. So I thought, the best person to talk about the 4 C's could be you. And I'm quite happy I brought it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I remember there was one some drama or somewhere, there was one dialogue that in Marathi it says की परिस्थिती माणूस वाईट नसतो पण परिस्थिती माणसाला वाईट बनवते. But there was a counter dialogue in that it's not about the situation. The person who any situation you know be a good person, that is the reality.
Yes.
So परिस्थिति should not empower
Yeah.
or आपके आड़ नहीं आनी चाहिए वो.
Exactly.
In whatever परिस्थिति you should be a good person. If you are a good person, you should be a good person.
Yeah.
Whatever situation it is. So ये जो situational things है ना, I think that's where the choice. So being chosen to be authentic in
Yes.
any situation,
Yeah.
that's where the crux is, I think.
Yes.
Very well. Yeah.
That's the way
Good,
it's
good, good.
interpreted, and very well put. Situations are used as excuses. I was
Yeah.
never like this, but my boss is like
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
The
yeah.
corporate world, these are all statements that we hear. But at
Yeah.
the same time, Sachin, I see you coming across as very straightforward, very authentic. But it's not an easy way, right? I mean, we do
Yeah.
face challenges. People may understand. So, what has been some challenges that you feel that being authentic 100% always
Hmm.
can get a person into? Or maybe if you want to share some experiences of yours where it has been little tough for you being authentic.
Uh, no, first of all, I don't believe that.
Okay.
So I don't think that it will put you into trouble. It will
Wonderful.
solve the problems.
Wonderful.
That's what I believe in. And I genuinely feel that. I mean, uh, because even not being authentic will keep
Yes.
put you into trouble, many times. So that percentage is much more higher than, yeah. So probably if you want to safeguard the, in maybe in my corporate world, if I want to safeguard my team, and customer is putting some wrong expectations, then probably at some point of time, uh, you know, uh, that team may feel that we have to tell some different reason to the customer. I will not say lying it, but articulating something. I'll tell you the good example. There's just I mean, not putting into tough situation, but how that helps. Um, uh, you know, uh, I work with one. It's a three layer kind of a thing. So there is a customer, there is in between some other vendor, and then my team is working. So the customer was asking something, some just a simple team meeting. Okay. And my team member was busy at that time. She was handling another customer, and the mediator vendor said that okay, I'll convey the customer that she is not well, so let's plan it another. I said, no, why? Tell them that she is busy with another customer, that's it. So I asked my team member, I asked that middle person that you don't worry, we'll take care of it. Okay. So I asked my team member to send an email saying that I understand your priority, but I am with another customer and he is also important to me. So we schedule our meeting on next Monday. Within 5 seconds, the customer said yes, no problem. That's it.
Wow.
I mean, it doesn't take anything else.
Yeah.
Be genuine and it solves. I mean, that's how it happens.
Yeah.
So I don't remember, at least I am into tough situation by being authentic.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I guess it's most of the time our internal stories. If I
Yeah,
say
yeah,
this, what will happen? And
yeah,
we
yeah,
don't check. We just don't check.
yeah,
At the most, what will the customer say? The customer would have said, no, 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 I'll wait, or this cannot.
yeah.
But at least that we do
Absolutely.
it. I think awesome, very, very positive example there. Sachin, we started with that. You were listening to that talk of that politician. Of course, politics and authenticity is a separate topic altogether. Uh,
Yeah.
this is one question, especially when you meet people, when you interact. Something around that vibes tell you authentic, not authentic. But sometimes you are, and this is from a leader, your team members demonstrating emotions.
Hmm.
Maybe some work is done, not done, and they're
Hmm.
demonstrating different kinds of
Hmm.
emotions. How do
Hmm.
you gauge? that emotion is authentic or not? Or what are the few ways that you can perhaps say, yeah, this is genuine and maybe this is not genuine?
So probably, I rather, I don't know how the other people will take it, but I believe that's the simple thing. I believe what they tell, and I tell them I believe you. Okay, I think you are telling me the correct status, and I believe in you. That's that's it.
Wow.
I'll tell you a very interesting example of this belief. Just reminding me, very very recent example, and that's how the power of belief, you believing others, how it works. Very very recent and very true example. A couple of maybe a week back, I was in searching some location in Pune, and there was a huge traffic on University Road. And I just, while searching, I was just looking into this which gully I we need to turn. I dashed the my car to the another vehicle, which was a school bus. Apparently, okay, it was very small. I just couldn't stop the car, and that's why. So that lady from that bus came down and she started, I said, okay, I know it's my fault. I'll pay whatever is the damage. You tell me. Then the driver came and they started arguing, how much is to pay. I said, you tell me how much. You go to the garage, you tell me the bill, I'll pay that. That's it. So then somehow that lady's, son come there. Somehow, I don't know how. He just appeared there. And he asked me that, give me something, as a mortgage. I said, okay, what do you want? He said, give me 10,000 rupees. I said, okay. And that damage was around 2,000 rupees. I think I could sense that, so I immediately GPaid him 10,000 rupees. Okay. Immediately. And I said him, this is the 10,000 rupees. You tell me how much is the bill and return me whatever money is, remaining. First of all, he got, convinced that, oh, so within, you won't believe. I got into the vehicle. He just went away. I just, then again started. Within 5 minutes, he transferred 5,000 rupees back to me.
Wow. Wow.
Within 2 minutes, huh? At the evening, he called me. He said, sir, this is what, I was not remember his name, but he said, okay, we met an accident and then that blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to the workshop day after. Then I'll tell you how much is the amount and then I will settle. I said, okay. 2 days after, he called me. He said, Dada.
This is wonderful.
The expenses were some 2,500 rupees, and I'm sending you back the remaining amount. Every time he called me, I said that I believe you. I
Wow.
know that you are going to, you will not take extra money from me because it was, even if it was my fault, that's the, damage, whatever is done, I'm paying for you. Right. And
Wonderful.
you won't believe, I mean, this is what it happens. It is real. Just
Wow.
8 days back.
Wow.
And that's the power of, saying, I believe you. And that's where the authenticity comes into picture.
You know what is going to happen once I publish this episode? People will ask me your number and they will say, we want to meet this Dada sir in person. And maybe, maybe some of them will want to touch you and see, do you exist? Because I think I believe you is so powerful. This example just
Yeah.
proves it. We just use it. We just say it, okay, so
Yeah.
loosely.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
demonstration of this is like, it was a full toss for that person also. I'm sure he would have said 10,000 just like that.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
wonderful, wonderful. So please be open to the paparazzi that's going to follow once the episode, because Sachin, I mean, it's been 25 years in the corporate industry, and I feel at times that am I acting too naive? Is it
mm,
okay to be
mm,
so vulnerable? Is it like okay
mm,
to share your thoughts because you really don't know how it's getting perceived? And I have burnt my fingers. I've in personal and professional world,
mm,
but
mm, mm,
somehow I have. So that's what I somewhere I call it the manufacturing defect. I'm a little better version of myself. Earlier, it's like whatever has come, I have to get it out of my system, okay? And without
yeah,
looking
yeah,
at the
yeah.
situation, without looking at the person. So,
Mm,
what are few things that you will suggest? And our listeners across the age group, they are youngsters,
mm,
there are HR people, there are corporate guys, there are leaders with maybe more
mm,
than
mm,
experience
mm,
than us. What few
mm,
things that helps you strive this? It comes very naturally to you. I understand that, but it may not come very naturally to a lot of people. Because they have
mm,
not
mm,
seen this part of the world. So, what
mm,
would you
mm,
suggest? What are a few things that they can do to culture authenticity as a value?
mm. So, first of all, uh, we have to rather they so whosoever is trying to be authentic but not able to, uh, they first need to have some belief in existence that anything whatever they their belief is,
Mm,
that must be genuine. Okay, if they are think that okay, no one is good in this world and that is their belief, then they have to be genuine with that belief. Then they don't need to deviate from that. So
yeah,
you have to be consistent in that.
wonderful.
So if you think wrong, then consistently you should think wrong.
Mm, mm,
Okay, then at some point of time you will realize that whether I'm thinking correct or not, if I need to change my belief or not.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
if you feel that everybody is not genuine to you, everybody is being diplomatic and taking advantage of you, and that is your strong belief, then be it your strong belief, that's fine. But then you believe in that, this is my belief, I am then you do whatever you want to do to change that others perception or the if somebody is taking advantage of you, then whatever you want to do not to take your advantage, you help that person, the other person, to do that. For example, if I am maybe what I can say example. So I'm a project manager in the corporate world, and and as you said, team members are taking advantage. They are just lying to me, and not working whatever properly. And so when I believe that okay, these team members are never going to never going to be authentic with me, they will always lying to me, that's what I'm saying, that's then I should be firmly believe that okay, every time my team member is coming to me, I believe that he is lying. Okay, so that is consistent. Then what I'll do, I'll try to find out the alternatives for that, because I believe that he is lying. So I will not, take his word. I will find out another mechanism to work to check that whether he has worked correctly or not. I will not go by his words or her words. Okay. So what will happen that I will have my own mechanism to find out the things. Right. That's the positive thing will happen. So I will then next day I will never go to the team member. I will not ask him or her. I will find out my own way ki whether work is done or not. Right. I will put some processes, whatever. So that's the advantage. Then it will become, good thing for you.
mm,
Why? Because you are consistent. Then at some point of time, probably you will realize that, okay, so 50% of the time team has, lied to me, and 50% of the time they are having some genuine reasons, etc., etc. Then that analysis will help you to, introspect yourself, etc., etc. So the may not be the advice as such, but whatever I want to tell these people that you can be consistent, whatever your belief is. and do introspection at some point of time, whether your belief is right or wrong. And if you feel that is, so I do introspection. Many of my friends always say that don't try to be act like a saint. संत सारखं वागू नकोस, बी लाईक अ ह्युमन. I said, okay, fine, I will not.
But that's how
So
I
I
am, perhaps. Yeah, that's how I am, perhaps. That's the
so
answer.
I don't
Yeah.
want, yeah, and I am not saying that I'm saint. I am not. I know,
Yeah.
right? So, and I'm not trying to be that. So whatever I am is whatever I am. That's it.
Wonderful.
And that's where so I introspect sometimes. Okay, really, I'm really being, or rather, mocking to behave like a saint or something like that. But when I get an answer, no, this is my genuine belief. This is what I'm genuinely doing. Then it's okay. So you will find yourself that whether you are whatever you are doing is genuine or not, and that's the crux of it. So you introspect, you think when you're in bed, then if you get answer, and I'm sure you will get answer that whatever you're performing, that is correct or not, and go by that. That's it. That's what I think.
Very well articulated. And of course, these are defense mechanism. What you can do, perhaps I can't do because you're a saint. That's how, we kind
Yeah,
of put it
absolutely,
away. That
absolutely.
is how
Yeah,
some people are. And that's what, and I connect to you here because, when I talk of authenticity, I just say, if you have a problem, talk about it.
yeah,
At the most, what will the receiver do? The receiver will get further angry with you or say, okay, let me listen to you. But at least let's
right.
talk it out. And that's where there's always a pushback. Moumita, you are a trainer, you are a facilitator. Your world is
Mm.
different. You don't know how
Yeah,
difficult it is. And that
yeah,
stories. So I think two things that I pick up from what you said is the conviction. The
yeah,
conviction from
right,
within that, do I really want to be authentic, or do I really want to be myself in front of? If that
correct,
answer I have, I think the journey is easier. So
correct, correct.
while I would love to continue the conversation with you, I'm also trying to keep it short and sweet so that our listeners can
Sure, sure.
spend more time on it.
Yeah, yeah,
Any
yeah.
quick takeaways or suggestions that you have for, we know authenticity is in our culture. We know we all want to be authentic, but maybe
Hmm.
in day to day 24/7, people may not be like you giving away 10,000 on GPay to everyone. So, what would you suggest to them as to what are few things that they can perhaps do? Think. I love the way you said introspection, self reflection is something that is very
Yeah, yeah,
critical. But anything
yeah.
else that you think that can help them to remain authentic?
Hmm. Hmm. Uh, so, yeah. So I don't want to be a philosopher or don't want to go into the philosophical things. Maybe the practical things. What I think is, you know, just uh, try to be what you can say, may not say authentic as such, but uh, don't lie. That's it. I mean, so that's the only thing. Whatever you're telling others, don't lie. So whatever is the correct
Wow.
reason or the communication should be, that's what it should be.
Mm.
So you don't I mean, be assertive. So being assertive is the
Okay.
key for that. Say that, okay, I love to do that, but I can't. I, and so maybe you learn assertiveness for that. So you can, get those people as trainees and train them on assertiveness. Yeah. But be assertive. That's what would say that, I think this is, so be true and be assertive. So don't hurt others. At least you try, not your words is not hurting anybody else. Your actions are not hurting anybody else. Think from their perspective and then take your actions. That's what I
Yeah.
think should do. Yeah.
One, this is practical for sure. Whoever is not able to follow the practical tips, they call it's philosophical. So don't worry. This is very, very practical. And I think just being true to oneself. So Sachin, thank you so much. I love the energy. I love the vibe. And I'm so happy I could get you on the podcast. I don't know if there's a part
Great.
two coming up and I would disturb you because I see we can talk a little more on this, go a little deeper on it because I see you coming
Sure.
with that knowledge. So definitely, let's see how it goes. And if your time permits, I would love to have you again as a part two,
Sure, sure.
Sachin
We'll
Pandit
do
part
that.
two. Yeah. So
Yeah,
thank you
yeah,
so much
yeah.
for your time again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Moumita. Thanks.
I'm sure you loved the episode on unpacking authenticity. Yes, it does make one reflect on the various perspectives shared by the guests today. Do share in your suggestions, your feedback, and all the social medias, which will help me improve this show for you. Look forward to more and keep watching this space for unpacking authenticity with Moumita.